Hey Sean, I got a quick question for you. I just bought an Airbnb. I'm not sure what type of couch to buy. I'm glad you asked, Sean. So the ideal couch for an Airbnb or short-term rental would be one that's easy to clean, stain resistant, ideally a sleeper so you can fit more guests, possibly make a little bit more money, and one that's built to last. But first things first, my name is Sean. Hey, my name is Sean, and this is Boundaries Unlimited. Start the intro. Alright, this is Ksenia. She's a lot prettier than the other guests I had on earlier. So we're going to talk about the 6 features of a couch you should look for in your short-term rental. Number 1, where you're going to look for the type of couch. So there's 3 different types of couches as far as I'm concerned. There's a sleeper couch, sectional, and also just a small sofa. First we'll talk about the sleeper couch.
Right. So sleeper couch, I would say it's probably the most beneficial for an Airbnb. Right? So you can accommodate more guests for the sleeping areas. Also you can charge more for your Airbnb per night since more sleeping spaces, more guests to come.
Yeah, sleeper couch in my opinion is probably one of the best couches you can get. Sometimes they don't look as good as a normal sofa. They're a little bit fatter, maybe a little bit longer, but you can accommodate more guests sleeping so you can charge more. It's more versatile for, let's say, a family that has their kids sleep in the sofa. And if your Airbnb only has 1 bedroom, I mean, you need a sleeper couch. Now if your Airbnb is big enough where you have 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, then you can put bunk beds in one room and then it takes away the necessity of having a sleeper couch. Then you don't really need one. But I can say that a normal sofa is going to be the best looking one because it's going to look more sleek, modern, and minimalistic.
More aesthetically pleasing, right?
Yep. And so the next type of couch, you have a sectional. Sectional is going to be the biggest couch out of all of them. Now if you have a big enough space to accommodate a sectional couch, then it might fill in the space very nicely and feel pretty comfortable and homey. And I think what you should look for in a couch is on the size of your Airbnb is that you should have enough seating space for all of your guests that your Airbnb allows for. For example, your Airbnb sleeps 6 guests, you should be able to at least sit 6 guests in your living room. It doesn't have to be all the couch, that'd be a very big couch. I don't know the size of the guests either. So you might need some chairs, or at least, so you have enough seating space for all your guests. And the last type of couch is a sofa.
Yeah, conventional sofa, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, right?
No, we're going to talk about now.
We're going to talk about now. You cannot provide a sleeping area on a sofa, but definitely can accommodate the seating requirement for any Airbnb.
Probably the best looking out of the whole entire group, a sofa. Right. You can get any design you want to, and you're not going to have a big, bulky, fat design if you had like a sleeper couch, for example. It's less heavy too, and
more variety, for sure, more variety. Yeah.
And cheaper.
Yeah, and cheaper, for sure.
Alright.
I don't know about cheaper though.
Can be.
Can be.
Alright, the next features of a good couch for your Airbnb would be the materials. Probably the most important feature of the couch that you should be looking forward to. Tell me about the different types of features.
Alright, so speaking of the material, probably when you buy a couch for your Airbnb, that is one of the number 1 things you should consider. What is it made out of? So when we did the research and looked into different styles, there are quite a few options on the market. You can start by saying, like, for example, the cotton, right? Cotton or linen material would be one of the worst materials for the Airbnb couch. It's the least resistant to stains or any high traffic area. So I would say I wouldn't buy one of those. Such
as the living room. And that's another thing to keep in mind. You're not buying a couch for yourself, which you would probably take care of your couch a lot better than somebody else would. So when you put it in an Airbnb, they're not going to care about your couch the same way. So you need to find something that's almost like rental proof or tenant proof for the most part.
Right. And I would say maybe the material that would fit for that, velvet, poly blend, something similar to what I'm sitting on right now. It's pretty durable material. It's really stain resistant, super easy to clean, looks great, and really good for the high traffic area, I would say.
So microfiber comes in many different types of material as well too. So for example, this is a velvet microfiber polyester blend. We also have a couch here as well too that we'll look at later on in this video, and it's a microfiber woven blend. So it's almost like a wool material. Now the wool material, I don't know if I'd recommend that for an Airbnb, just because if you have pets around, I feel like their nails could like pull up some of the woven material and then it could look kind of bad after a while. Where the velvet, We have two huskies, so we know exactly that they hold up pretty well. They jump on these couches, even though we train them not to. They still do. They act like they're
Right.
obstacles, so their little nails can't go through there or anything. So I would say the velvet is probably one of the most durable. No, I mean it's not the most durable, but if you want a microfiber and you don't want to go up to leather, I would say it's probably the most versatile, best bang for your buck. That also looks great, easy to clean. Microfiber polyester blend, probably the choice I would go with. Now, what's the last type we got?
And your traditional leather couch, right? Looks great. The one that Sean is sitting right now on is the top grade leather, basically made by shaving off the top layer of that leather material. Makes it really uniform look throughout the whole piece. Really gorgeous, really pretty. Would definitely not put it in Airbnb. Would just keep it for myself, just still like it and admire it and use it. Yeah.
One thing to keep in mind too, most experts agree that a leather couch will last you 4 times more than a fabric couch. So keep that in mind too. So while the cost might seem higher up front, it might last you a little bit longer too. And depending on the Airbnb that you're trying to furnish too, if you have a luxury place and you kind of need sometimes some black leather tufted couches to kind of set up the final look, and it looks
gorgeous.
Yeah, it's amazing. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Sure, the price is going to be a little bit higher, but top grain leather couch is going to be the most durable out of the bunch. Easy to clean. You just really need to, sometimes if you spill something on it, you can take a wet, damp cloth and just wipe it right off. This would be the top of the line. I don't know if I put one in Airbnb unless, again, it's a luxury place that I'm charging a lot of money for and it needs that leather to justify that high cost. That's the only way I would do it. But then again, like I said, it lasts 4 times longer, so the price may be able to justify that.
To the next one. So we talked about the materials. Now let's talk about the color. What do we put or not put in Airbnb? And again, I would say just pick your battles, right? How much you want to clean, how much you want to hide, and yeah. So
I would say go for a darker color. I would say dark gray is probably your safest choice for any Airbnb. It's most versatile. You can move from Airbnb to Airbnb. And you can honestly design your whole Airbnb or short-term rental, VRBO, you name it, around the couch. You could either make it a statement, so you could pick a dark color, or like I said, if you go with gray, you can fit it into any place, and you can do colors on the different types of furniture or the artwork that you have there as well too. It's the most versatile, easiest to keep clean. That'd be my number 1 choice.
not black.
Black is also another good choice, especially if you get a black leather couch. Me personally, I like the light brown couch for myself.
Gotcha.
Yeah, black.
Yeah.
I would not choose white or very light gray. That would be the number 1 that I would not choose.
Right. Out of the couches we're gonna show you in a little bit, we have the 2 that are, I would say, would be my number 1s to place. Again, it's this color and then the dark blue that we have, right?
Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit, but yeah, those would be good options. Not as versatile.
Safe.
They would be safe for the color, so they would be almost stain resistant, but they're not as versatile as you in the dark gray.
Now we're going to talk about the quality and the cost of the couches, right?
And obviously, as you could assume, that if you have a higher quality couch, the price is going to increase as well too. But you need the highest quality couch for your Airbnb.
Questionable. So, Sean, what makes a quality couch?
Quality couch is going to involve the frame, the suspension of the frame, and also the cushioning of the couch. The quality of the couch starts with the frame. The frame should be built with kiln-dried hardwood. And what is that? So kiln-dried hardwood is going to be hardwood that they remove the moisture from, so that avoids warping in the future, so the frame stays the same as it is when you buy it in the store. Another thing you can do to check if your couch is going to be sturdy enough over the next 10 years, you should try to shake it in the store. You should see if it has much give. That's the number 1 way you can check the frame, if not asking about the...
Scared the salesperson and jump around on it.
Yeah, you can jump around on the couch. You should shake the couch.
Shake
You should
it.
try to see how flimsy it is. If it's a flimsy couch now, in 10 years it's going to get even worse. So that's one way you can check without having to actually look into the couch. I would do my research beforehand to see the types of woods they use. You can get very in depth with that, but easiest way to test, lift up the front of the couch, one leg, and the other, let's say about 6 inches high. If the other front side does not lift up along with it, that means that the frame is warping and it's shifting a little bit. It's not very sturdy of a couch, so I would avoid that couch at all costs. Because again, this is not a couch for you, this is a couch for your renters, which are going to, who knows, jump off the couch, be back to the couch.
They're not going to be gentle.
Nope, not at all. All right, so next thing we should look at is going to be the suspension of the couch, which is going to include the different types of springs. Surprisingly, the springs actually provide the comfort to the couch. You would think that it'd be the cushioning. Cushioning actually only provides the look and the shape of the couch. but the quality of springs is actually how comfortable the couch is. So even though like you can get a good looking couch, it might not be that supportive or be very comfortable depending on the quality of the springs that you have. And after reading online, depending on, like I said, when we first started off talking about the frame, you're not going to find a kin-dried hardwood Ortiz and Tenson constructed couch for under $2,000. So keep that in mind. Like I said earlier, do you really need that high of a quality couch for an Airbnb? It depends. So next thing we're going to talk about is the cushioning. There's different types of material they can use for the cushion, and it ranges from memory foam to goose, duck, down. There's different types of material, and that's going to affect how the couch actually looks, how it's going to feel when you sit in it, along with the quality of the springs. And also, it's going to be very subjective. If some people like a really sturdy couch, and some people like a couch that you can sit into and it's just you're going to just melt into, which I prefer. Exactly. See how subjective this is. There's someone that has good taste and bad taste, so that's going to depend on what kind of couch you end up buying. And long story short, the quality of the couch is going to be linear to the cost of the couch as well too. To find a really high quality couch, you're going to have to spend some money. I would do the research beforehand, see the type of quality of wood they use in their frame, also look at the type of springs they use, and also see the type of material of the upholstery, which we already talked about the material on the outside, but also the cushioning quality as well too. Now, in conclusion, the ideal couch for your short-term rental would be one that's stain resistant or easy to clean, a sleeper style couch ideally so you can allow for more guests, and the third last point would be a quality couch that's going to last for the next few years and hold up to the views that a short-term rental will get. Now, to talk about the cost, there are some ways to make it cheaper. You could always buy a good quality couch that's lightly used, that someone's just trying to change up their living room furniture, and they might sell it for a good cost. Because think about it, you're going to put this in a rental. It doesn't have to be a brand new couch. So you can save a lot of money doing it that way, and your money might go a lot further that way than buying a cheap couch from Amazon or IKEA or Alibaba. I don't even know these bad couches from there. I would avoid that at all costs. But I don't know if an IKEA couch, for example, let's say one that looks at $700 that may look like this couch versus the forehand's price of $3,000, it might only last you, I would say, maybe half the time.
No, for sure. Pick your battles again, right? Do you want to pay twice or just cry once and forget about it? Pick the color that you probably don't want to clean every other time you have to come back there and clean up after your guests. And yeah. Also
too, depending on your type of Airbnb, if you have a luxurious Airbnb that you want to do, quality, you can feel quality. If you sit on a really nice built quality couch that is very sturdy and does not move, your guests will feel that too. That will reflect on the type of Airbnb that you have, type of reviews that you'll get. And if you buy a good quality couch up front, it might last you 5-10 years and it'll look great the whole entire time, and the guests will really feel like they're in a luxurious Airbnb.
Yeah, just shoot whatever vibe you're trying to create. What's your idea, what's your vision, and yeah, what's your budget, basically.
Exactly. And there's other ways too. You can go to an outlet store. For example, Forehands, they have an outlet in Austin if you're close to that area. I mean, you can find really good deals there. For example, I said the Remington couch was $6,000 brand new. I bought it $2,000, so a third of the price, and it's brand new as well too. So there are ways that you can find really good deals. Facebook Marketplace is another place to find really good furniture, so keep an eye on that. Get some good furniture, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.